Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. We are going to take a look at a couple things around the base. This is working pretty well. It's working as intended anyway. But we are getting some steam buildup in here from the water evaporating. So it is getting pumped out. We'll leave it for the time being, but ultimately I need to kind of clean this up and seal this system a little more permanently. I do have to get the water out of here because it's flooding the smart battery and preventing this from running properly. This cool steam vent has finally kicked back on, so we are starting to see the water that's coming over here heating up again. I will have to drain the water at some point so that it doesn't get overfilled and not let it do what it's supposed to do. But this is starting to heat up this again, which will in turn heat this up and make these grow where they haven't been growing lately. I did issue a couple commands here to kind of clean this all out. I do want to make sure we're getting all of the resources that we can out of the system. Let's take a look at our craft here. It looks like we must have just landed because yeah, let's take the barbecue out of here. Must have just landed because it's just starting to repopulate all this stuff here. So looks like oxygen is churning through no problem. If we go back here and look at the system on this planet, we see the gas starting to pump out of this section here because I changed the settings, which is good, but we're not quite. I forgot to build a vent here, so we definitely have to do that so we can get the hydrogen pumped out. I have to open it up in order to do that. But once we get that built, we can build another platform like up here, and then kind of go from there. Let's go ahead, and we did complete a research, high velocity destruction technology. We now have a drill cone available to us, which is good because that means we can build another rocket ship over here, hopefully, and that will let us go up into space and hopefully drill out some of this sandy ore field, bring back some copper ore. There's a little bit in there because we definitely need that. I also need to get in here so that we can. There's a gold volcano and aluminum volcano here, so I would like to get in there and start working on that biome as well. Could be really handy to have that type of biome readily available to us. So we at least have some goals to work towards in the next couple episodes here. So definitely more stuff in space and maybe even getting a new planetoid under our belt. So let's go ahead. What do we have? Yeah, we got some room to build another rocket ship over here. So let's go ahead and start working on another rocket platform. I think that's perfectly fine to do. Well, we'll just let them get that built first, and then we'll worry about building up the rest of this stuff later on. But first and foremost, let's get that done. Is there anything else we need to be working on while we're over in this area? Yes, we have a minor volcano down here. Now this is going to pump out polluted oxygen forever. So there's really no reason to keep this here. I do have to. It's never going to evacuate all the polluted oxygen because there's too much dirty water here. So I'm going to have to delete this, close this up. I am worried about doing that though, because I think it's going to introduce some other stuff into the system. So I'm going to have to like deconstruct. I don't think I want them to sweep. Let's just cancel the sweep and mop orders there and have them just focus on building the material. So what I'm worried about is opening this up and then all the water falling out, breaking the not vacuum, but the kind of pseudo vacuum that we have here. Um, but it's all right. Maybe if I'm quick enough and I use obsidian or granite, which is located right here, they will seal it back up quick enough. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they are building. I'm having a heavy wire coming from this side, and so we can disconnect this and have this still running from over here. I do have to focus a little extra effort on this because we only have 5 cycles till this kicks off. So I do have to put a little bit of effort there. Let's go ahead and look at our research now that we've got the drill cone up and running. Diamond press could be useful. Let's go ahead and get some jetpacks up and running. I think that'll, well, I don't know. Maybe before we do that, we could start working on some morale based things. I'm probably not going to use any of that stuff right away. Yeah, let's just go with jetpacks for now. That's fine. It gives our scientists something to work on. I did lower the pressure at which this turns on to try to put some of the stuff in here. It did say these dupes were, or these critters were starving, but I think they have just enough CO2 to keep them going, which is fine. That's all I need them for, is just to delete CO2 and, you know, perhaps produce a little extra crude oil on the side as they do it. This was working, but now is not. So I think the issue is there's too much. It says the air pressure. Okay, so the air pressure of the relevant air is too low. So we need to increase the amount of oxygen that's flowing into the system here. I'm not seeing any of this split off and go into here like it's supposed to. So I'm thinking what's happening here is this is actually not properly connecting. Let's delete this first. I mean, I turned off the requirement, but still. Okay. We did break the seal here, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and high priority that. Get that done as fast as possible. There's still not a lot of air leaking into here. It's just a bunch of water more than anything. Okay, so that's built. Still pumping. Still pumping out, no problem. Let's go ahead and get some insulated tile built here. And what that's going to do is when all this water turns to steam and evaporates, oh no, somebody's making a mess. Oh, he's trapped. Well, at least he's trapped somewhere with oxygen. How did he get there? I don't understand how he even got there. That's pretty nuts. Hopefully we can get him, you know, unstuck. But that's why we built the dupes. They always get themselves into like trouble all the time. Silly dupes. Okay, so this turbine is running, deleting some of this heat, generating a small amount of power. This is underwater, so this system probably isn't even running at all, which is a little unfortunate. I think I do want to, well, looks like the ambient temperature is staying pretty low. I kind of want it to go a little... Well, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. It's actually full up right now, so it's not going to be pumping anything out anyway at this point. Well, once the line's full, it's got a little bit longer to go. We are going to have to find a way to get this liquid out of here, which actually pretty easy to do. We'll just deconstruct. Drain it out and build a new thing there. Okay, so bog jelly is rotting over on this side. It is still producing. Body temperature seems to be the problem. It is right around the temperature though, so hopefully this gets moving quick enough. Let's go ahead and seal this back up now that I've got the pipe built. All right, and let's go ahead and don't think I need automation wire hooked there at the moment. Okay, let's see, 2 up. Let's do what we can to dig this out, and we will at least try to get a couple hydrogen generators up and running here. Not what I meant to do. Let's go ahead and cancel hydrogen generator. I meant to build it right next to that one. And then let's go ahead and get it wired. And then let's do automation wire as well, so we can be confident it will only run when needed. We also need ventilation. Come up into here. Make sure that we are deleting where needed. It's invalid right now, but as they dig it out, it'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so let's let this run its thing. Looks like we do have bog buckets growing here just fine. So hopefully this will all get caught up and be okay. Come back over here and take a look at how this is going. It's still saying that that's underwater, which is a little surprising to me. Let's go ahead and rebuild this. Extremely high priority. I don't want a lot of oxygen getting in here. I mean, the gas pump's still running, so it's going to pump it all out, which isn't going to be the end of the world, but I do want to get this sealed up as much as possible. Okay, so that should at least take care of that. I don't know why it's still showing as flooded. It definitely does not have a lot of liquid on it. I'm going to up the priority 9 of mopping on that. So let's, hopefully they get that done sooner than later. Let's go ahead and take a look at our printables. Oh boy, do I want to get slicks? Nah, I don't need slicksters over here. This is a planetoid that has them already. Well, I suppose it probably isn't going to hurt too much. All right, people are getting injured by the heat. Hopefully they can go rest that off. This is pumping now, at least. Okay, so if I just seal this off, then if all that water evaporates away, it should be fine. Even if it does get hot, the steam should mostly pump out through here, and it will ultimately be okay. I think anyway. Let's see how this goes. Uh-oh. Ceiling collapse. That's not good. Oh, that's the stuff falling down. Suffocating is not good. Are you... Okay. We need to dig that out as fast as possible so that they don't suffocate. That would be really, really bad. I don't know if this is enough. Okay, he can get down, so that's not the end of the world. All right, they should be okay. Hopefully, they don't get themselves in too much trouble. I feel like they really push the boundaries of what they should be doing. Makes me quite concerned, but here we are. All right, once this is all built, we should have something up and running here. I'm gonna have to extend these pipes out and move them into different, directions, but we'll deal with that when we get there. All right, so we are still a little low on the water level here, but we are pumping up everything out of here and converting it slowly. All right, so I think this is as good as this is gonna get for at least now. Oh, we got jetpacks? I guess I was a little surprised that that completed that quick. Well, I guess the researches we were doing required a lot more, so that should be okay. Let's go ahead and pick a blueprint. I don't really care. Let's just reject. I'm rejecting everything. I don't need any of that stuff. I don't want a stray uh, slickster kicking around here. I think that's just going to make things worse. Definitely don't want to deal with that. We should be in an okay spot as far as this water should start filling back up to a reasonable level. And then we do have these stone hatches. All of these are filled again. So we should have a relatively reliable source of barbecue coming through on a regular basis. Let's go ahead and ventilation. Let's make sure this is getting hooked up, because that is definitely part of a problem at the moment. I also need to make sure to tap into this vent again. Because we just need some oxygen making it to the bottom here. Otherwise, these critters are all going to starve to death. And we definitely don't want that happening. This is looking a little dicey on the oxygen too, but at least these are growing. And that's really all that matters. I'd prefer as much hydrogen as possible. So, it's probably for the best if we can. The suits are actually getting oxygen now, which is good. Although we're not producing that much. Like, there's not that much actually reaching into there. I think we are consuming way more oxygen than I'm actually producing. Yeah, this is only producing like a very little. I'm surprised it's so little, actually. I would have thought it would have been more. Well, maybe once these fill back up, we'll be okay. But we are a little bit shy on oxygen production overall. I mean, each one of these is supposed to handle 30 dupes, so I'll be a little surprised if we need to build more, given that we have half that many dupes and it's still not keeping up with it. And they are running. I don't think the battery's running out to the point where it's not triggering. Let's go ahead and issue a mob command. How are we doing? All right, our beds are still We gotta get some of these ladder beds out of here and start replacing them with comfy beds. Now, why does it say beds are an issue? We have 26 dupes. Who's missing a bed? Somebody must be missing a bed. I think we can go ahead and let's deconstruct all this, and then we're gonna go ahead and just build out more bedrooms. Now we're only gonna be able to go to like right here, but still that's 4 more bedrooms than we had. Let's go ahead and I gotta do all. Can't quite slap in some airflow tiles there yet, but let's go ahead and get copying on this. Hopefully at least get these up and running. I might have to wait for these deconstructions to happen before I can really make that much progress on this. But that'll at least be 3 more beds. That should, help with our needs. How is the temperature here? All right. The water is starting to increase in temperature, which is good because that means our pinch of pepper plants should be properly growing without much of an issue. We do have a critter starvation message that's just this, which is okay. Here we go. We got enough oxygen in here to maybe not quite enough yet, but we do have oxygen kicking around in here now at least. So let's let a little more come in and at least the mealwood will start to grow. And then we won't have to worry about that. Are these set to disable auto harvest? Yes, they are. So we seem to be okay on that. How are we doing on the other planetoid? We're getting there. This is not quite wired yet, but it's almost there. All right, let's go ahead and ventilation wise, let's get some of this piping worked out. I think we can get rid of all this, right? Because we're just we'll leave these in place for now. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Priority 9 this to get that done, but then we can get this this battery pumping. Hopefully, let's go ahead and dig this out. And actually, we're gonna have to bring this ladder down a little bit. Probably get rid of this smart battery once this is up and running. Okay, so the way this should be going, we pop over here and look at it, which again, we have insufficient oxygen generation, which is not great. Looks like above 1,000 and above 1,000. Yes. So let's hop back over here, set this to above 1,000, and set this to above 1,000 and above 1,000. Okay. So that should be running and filling that up. Looks like it is. Might have done a little bit of damage because there's some stuff other than hydrogen in the top right this second. Nobody should be starving. There's plenty of calories available on this planetoid. Okay, we do have a trapped dupe. Where are we trapped? I am a little concerned about that. Oh, you're trapped here from the polluted ice. Okay, I can live with that. All right, this is all dripping down to here. All right, so this seems to be, maybe we aren't consuming enough power over here somehow. This ethanol is leaking off of here and dripping down to here, which is fine. Ultimately, I need it to completely drain out from this area here. Otherwise, our bog buckets are not growing sufficiently and people are going to start starving, which I definitely don't want to have happening. That would be very bad. How is this deconstruction going here? Looks like it's done. Let's go ahead and build some doors, and let's get some beds in here as well. You are under furniture. All right, comfy bed, comfy bed, comfy bed. That should get 3 more bedrooms up and running. All right, we should be, yeah, 0.2 cycles. This should be popping off. We'll see how that goes. I am gonna tile this off just because I want everything to be kind of trapped in here. We're gonna have to monitor this pretty closely when this actually kicks off. Looks like, okay, so now that is a sealed system, or at least sealed for now. Ultimately, I want to use insulated tile, but I just want to see how it goes when it actually starts. If I could stop getting interrupted by starving duplicants, that would be fantastic. Yeah, body temperature is a real problem here. And I have 3 of these just chilling stuff down over here, so I guess I'm a little surprised that's still an issue. Maybe I could issue some mop commands here just to get this cleaned up, and maybe our bog buckets can get back to growing, which would be ideal. Ventilation wise, I do need to start branching out from here. So I want at least somebody pumping oxygen here. We can go ahead and deconstruct that. Actually, I want all these vents deconstructed, except for maybe that one. That one could just stay right there. And then I want you come down here and go to this part of the base. And you can vent into here. And then I do want to leave some sort of gap in case I need to do like a bridge somewhere. And then we can go ahead and pop you down just right here for now. And then you could stay over there. So hopefully that'll get some oxygen going to all these different spots in our base. We'll see how effective it actually is. I should probably send some food over here in the meantime, just because people are going to starve if I don't do anything. So let's go ahead and check the barbecue, check manual use. We have about 49,000 barbecue. So hopefully some of that will make it over here, and we can get that sent to the other planetoid without too much of a problem. This should be kicking off any second now. Looks like we did get some more printable available. Let's go ahead and look. I guess we'll just do more pip eggs, because that, if anything, will just result in pips, and we can always make food out of them, so that's fine. This all needs to get mopped up. Get this polluted oxygen, stop it from being generated. All right, we should be seeing. Is that what it produced? Maybe. 77 seconds. Okay. I think maybe that's all it did was just a little bit of granite here. Or obsidian. Which I think, is that a material that these guys can eat? Let's take a look. Yes, they can eat that. So we have a replenishing source for that, which will end up being a good thing. How are we on oxygen? I feel like we keep seeing a message saying we're not generating enough oxygen, but I feel like everywhere that we actually need it, we seem to be doing okay. This temperature is definitely increasing still, which is good. How are we doing over here? Yeah, we're in pretty good shape over here. This is all sealed up now, but we are pumping out the last of the oxygen over here. Looks like that is working as intended overall. So, cool. Well, this was a little bit anticlimactic here. I was expecting this to have some big eruption that cascaded down, but it seems like the volume of material was so low that the water cooled it, and it instantly just turned into this rather than, cascading down and anything happening there. So let's go ahead and look at the other planetoid. We should be making some progress over here. I do need to build like tiles here, I think. So at least that can get up and running. But we did mop up all the ethanol over here. So at least that's in a better state than it was. Although it's still not producing any. I should turn off. Yeah, I should turn this off now. Okay. We did get enough food over here to meet our needs, so I don't have to worry so much about whether or not we're gonna starve over here from the lack of bog bucket production. But yeah, this should pretty much get this planetoid at least taken care of when it comes to oxygen production. And ultimately, I think hydrogen should be, well, we'll slowly chip away at the hydrogen up here until it's gone. But let's go ahead and remove all of this, because we do not need a smart battery anymore. We do not need this electrolyzer outside of here pumping all this hydrogen into our atmosphere. We're finally getting to a point where that's not going to be a necessary thing. And hopefully this will just be like a nice little self-contained system that will produce plenty of oxygen and hydrogen. And right now we have a surplus of hydrogen in here, so it's gonna be a net positive producer, but down the road it's gonna be barely breaking even. So it should in the long run it'll be okay. Okay, so pipe block, just waiting on these gas vents to be produced. I do want to increase the priority of that because I do want to get that up and running. Okay, here we go. That battery came out. We can go ahead and deconstruct this extra power line here. which we do not need. Hopefully we can get this back end spline taken care of so we can start powering stuff over here as well and start building out these areas sufficiently. There's definitely too much polluted oxygen over here. So I think for the next episode, what I want to start focusing on now that I have this up and running, it's maybe not ideal or in the best condition that it could possibly be, but and I really need to seal this off. I should have done that before closing this up. I guess I got some time. I can go ahead and deconstruct this real quick. Oh, yeah. I can't handle that. All right, we're gonna have to move this out. Move this out one here. And then we'll go ahead and build a joint plate here once this is deconstructed. Set this priority 9. Okay, so anyway, in the next episode, I think what I want to do is start focusing on building another rocket ship here, and maybe we can get a... I'll still do a sugar engine for now because we have that readily available, and I just want to make sure that we get up and running as quick as possible. I do want a drill cone on this thing, so I am gonna get that up and running. I do want a orbital. I don't know what I need here. I guess we can get that there. Battery module, solar module. Can I not build this? Okay, and then I do want to get that, and I think I need a space for module, right? So this is probably too big, and I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, if I can get this up and running, at least then we can get you want to get maybe that built up a little bit there. Okay. So if I can get that up and running, I can presumably take off into space and start drilling out this sandy ore field. And then I do want to get another spacecraft. Well, actually, I don't even need another spacecraft. I think I could just, well, I kind of do. I need to land something that onto this planetoid and start getting that up and running. So we'll plan on that for our next episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content in the future. And I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.